there were a couple of reasons a guy was attacking. If it was a woman, such as yourself, you, they would be looking for one of three things: to kill you, to rape you, or to steal your valuables, or perhaps all of the above. Remember, this is the time of Jack the Ripper. And they had people that, just like today, we have some craziness in the papers. They want their 15 minutes of fame. We had people that copycats. We had people that would kill women in bar fights. Human life was in the ads in the town. It was bought and sold for a time. When it comes down to it, if you're a guy, they either want money, valuables, or they've been sent to kill you. Remember this if you're developing a character. If you've got, it's very rarely in this type of situation where it's going to be one-on-one. It's going to be a small game. So the use of a stick, it might get you a little space to run. Remember, here's one thing I've got to put in your brain. Running away is a viable defensive option. It's good to run away. It's viable. If you can outrun somebody, do it. Now, sword canes. Sword canes did not twist and unscrew like they do today. They either had a quick twist launch, some of them had a push button, some of the ones made by Wilkinson had ones that you could press, and they had a spring load, and this thing would shoot out like a crossbow bolt and hit somebody. You know, it, of course, you could have a lot more things, but here, you saw how fast that's drawn. Now, the thing is, a sword cane is a bit long for street defense because you've gotten him too much away from you. Yeah, there is a thing that's too much away from you. You can't close with him. He can bat that sword away and do something else with it. A knife, you get up close and personal. A knife, you get there. This, on the other hand, this is really good for someone behind you. You notice? Draw. Now, one thing about using a blade for defense. Never have the blade edge on. Can anyone tell me why?
What is that down finger?
Never have the blade like this. And anyone tell me why?
It's easier to break.
You've got a rib cage. I don't want to stick this in you. There's that much difference between your ribs.
Go up from underneath.
Away to a man's heart is through his stomach and up, yes. On the other hand, if you turn the blade this way, and John, it goes in. If you've got a knife, they don't know that until you deploy it. With a knife, sir, would you mind? With a knife, it's a simple matter of, you're dead. Now, if somebody's coming at you with a knife overhand, that's usually ritualistic. If I may, I would like a volunteer from the audience, please. Okay. Now, you're going to be a funky. You're going to go like this.
Okay.
Go straight down. This is the first knife. Now, you notice the knife. You know, it's like this. And then I just drop my weight and break their arm. Now, you're going to hold them like this. You're going to do a claw. Notice how I step in? Now you'll notice that I do not hit it with my hand. Everybody knew even at that time it was easier to break somebody's head or arm with your elbow. You get more force in it. Bam! Bam! Those places. Now you notice what I did when they were coming down with the stick and over. I block. You can kick, whatever. Step under. Now if they got a knife and they're doing that, direct the knife toward here or here. Now, sir, would you step forward, please? Thank you very much. Turn and face the audience. Put your hands out at your sides. And out at your sides. Strike points with a knife. Could you turn a little bit this way? Here, 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 anywhere here, xiphoid process, anywhere in the head. And we're talking about going inward. These are major arteries. They'll bleed out in 5 to 15 minutes if they don't get a tourniquet on. Same down here, there are arteries. Not to mention, if you hit somebody in the gut or in the goo, they usually stop there. I think they're not so good. Now, as I was telling people earlier, shillelagh log. This is an old style Irish shillelagh, black one. This is the modern one available at Cold Steel. It's a casting. But pretty much, what you're doing, I'm going to need a volunteer for the audience. Basically, you're not going to be in any danger. I just need someone to show them where I'm going to start. Can I have a volunteer, please? I'll wait here. You'll do this. Okay? Trying to face them. Now, you've seen the stuff for the bars. They basically try to do this. Sir, grab it. Okay? See? That's bloody all useless. You try to go down, they basically do the block like I showed you. Now, this was developed in the Elizabethan period. What I'm about to show you. It is later developed into what we use with the PR-24, ASP batons, and the old policeman ride batons. You've got your stick like this. Instead of raising it up, you go straight in. And you see where I just went straight in. When he bends over, then you take this part, which usually is a metal piece right here, and go straight across, right along the jawline with a bundle of nerves. And then when he's down, there's an old saying, never hit a man while he's down. Kick him, it's so much easier. So what you do is after he's down is, you start wailing away until he doesn't move anymore. If he's got friends, pick on the loud one, pick on the leader, kill him, or beat him to death, or half to death. Then, holding your bloody club.
Who's next?
Who wants to play next? You! Want to play? You get that crazy look. This is the one thing that helped me survive working in the back of the jail in Army. I was the craziest MF in the entire place. I would run to calls of officer needs assistance, going like this. They called me deputy dog because I bit several inmates and prisoners. One I sent to the yard because I tore off the front of his forearm. At the time he was trying to strangle me, but I feel justified in that. But anyway, what we're going to show you today and what you're going to be working with is we're going to show you some basic stick work. But more importantly, I'm going to show you some things about how not to become the victim. There is also a current program free to the public. It's available by the National Rifle Association. It's called Refuse to be a Victim. It does not have to do with guns per se, but it has to do with not becoming a victim. The rules of this have not changed. What was the biggest mistake that Batman's mom and pop made? Can anyone tell me? Yeah, why do they go through an alley? Don't go through an alleyway. That's where bad people hang out. Okay? There is really, if you have in your mind an uneasiness about going into a place, don't go there. Your mind is the result of untold eons of evolution, adaptation, and survivability. If you feel there's something wrong about that place, don't go there, unless you absolutely have to. Can anyone tell me what is the first 2 steps in not getting a part of your body caught in a bear trap? Notice the bear trap. 1. Yes, sir.
Don't fight? Don't get into a fight?
No, a bear trap.
Oh, bear trap.
1. Recognize the bear trap. 2. Don't stick your body part in it. And as I was telling people before, running away is a viable option. If you can run away from a situation, do it. Ladies, that's going to be hard to do the way you're dressed. Now, let us begin. Ladies, carry a pistol. In this time period, have something, stick it straight into their gut, straight into somewhere, and pull the trigger. You got a knife? Change their dance card. think you know what I mean. Ladies, you think you have that something to defend yourself with? How many ladies here are wearing headsets? In 1975, there was arrested at the Richmond Memorial Hospital in Richmond, Virginia, what we call a weenie wag. He had gotten down into the hospital, into the ladies' room, punched a hole in the side of the stall wall, and stood in there in a shopping bag. Went back in those square cardboard paper ones. So no one knew it was in there. The ladies would go in the next stall, sit down, start doing business, and stuck it through there. This worked well for him until he ran into an old lady with, yes, you guessed it. It was not something she had not seen before. She grabbed it, pulled it, flushed, and sucked the hat pin through it. He pulled it back. This hat pin had been handed down by 3 generations. It's shattered. I will not even look at it out of him, but what I was trying to demonstrate. That's what you can do with a nip. Remember, it wasn't until the close of the 19th century that we started getting into the idea of having bamboo ones. You can do this.
For my family, yeah, my great-grandmother drove off a mother by sticking a 9-inch hat pin through them, and they were actually legally regulated because there were so many incidents of women getting fed up with men and sticking them with 18 or more inches of sharpened steel.
Now, ladies, wearing the hat pin. Wear them crossways like this. Stick.
She did.
Or if they're behind you, like that. Okay. Just keep your arms free. If not, you got knitting needles, keep your knitting needles in your bag. Cross draw. Now, we are going to, now the thing is, we are not going to pair off. What you're going to be doing with this thing is potentially so you're going to be doing shadow boxing. Now, as I explained earlier, there's something called a swagger key. Men and ladies also carry the riding crop, the pointy things, carry the riding crop. Remember, that's a metal wire wrapped in leather. That can also be basically across the face. Those of you who were here earlier, so we've gotten to the court. This is what we did to a can with the court. A short, small signal whip. That was with no power. That was just a backhand. In places like Dodge City, where you couldn't carry a gun or a long knife, they wouldn't mind if you carried your stock gun. Now, when we're talking streets of the Victorian area, we also have a street here, what street, what town, what city. Hong Kong, Singapore, in certain areas, white people don't go. Just that simple. You don't go without a lot of people and a lot of armed men. Gets back to what's known as situational awareness. Situational awareness is don't get in the problem in the first place. Don't go to near places that have opium dens. Don't go to seedy bars. Ladies, don't go slumming. You might disappear. Ladies of the evening, want some doves. Have someone to back you up and carry a derringer. Make sure that if somebody tries to get more for their money than what they bargained for, they get more than they bargained for. The tools you had were small firearms, knives, sticks, improvised munitions. Improvised weapons such as a hat pen, knitting needles. If a person, like I said before, had their watch in the left pocket, more than likely they had a derringer in the right pocket of their vest. This is the basic size of the cane. It has to support weight. It has to be sturdy, good wood. Shillelaghs were favorite of Irish and Scottish people. Victorian, we had collar sticks. You could break it with his hand, head. You've seen earlier how I was able to take a person down who was trying to do an overhead strike. Other ones, I've actually had a person try to do that sort of thing against me. All right. Back in 1984, I had to do another drunk. He came at me with broom, going like this, broom handed broke. What I did with him was, I had to put him down, take him down. I wasn't taking no for an answer. Ladies. This is a tin can. Man's genitals are a lot sturdier than these. They're not as sturdy as these. It's an old trick we use, these two fingers. Yes, that's what you be doing. That's what I did to him. He didn't give us any trouble anymore. If a person is assaulted, ma'am, now you'll notice she's well heeled. Now, say she can't get to that. Say if a man comes up and grabs her like this and says, "Oh, you're pretty, I'm looking something." Now, what do? First of all, kick him in the groin. Second, ma'am, I want you to reach down, grab this, and I want you to twist it. Just grab it with your hand. Yeah. Now, you might have noticed that a lot of these men started going, and with good reason. Thank you very much, ma'am. You remember, you didn't have cups back then, or on a general basis. Okay? You grab and you twist. Now, they could say, if it was a guy who did that later, "Oh, you're not quite fair." There is no such thing as a fair fight. That's somebody else who started. There's no such thing as a fair fight. It is you surviving the next day. It is you walking away from it in one of these. Even if you got one of these, what you're doing is you're going to use it to knock the person down with. Then you're going to take this. I am not going to use another person. You know what? That worked out so well last time. That's what I'm going to do to your head. That's what I'm going to do to your balls. That's what I'm going to do to your kneecaps. That's what I'm going to do to every part of your body. You'll notice, you saw how hard I struck with this. This is a well-made cane. It's not even dented. A well-made cane. Now this one, unfortunately, it's enough to support a weight, but because of the flaws in the wood itself, it'll probably break if you get it that hard as I was hitting this one. Yes, and then put that really sharp stick in somewhere. Remember, DNA evidence, DNA, that wasn't an issue. It wasn't on the radar at the time.